if you've got kids going off to university and they're actually going to cook for themselves while they're there, then they need some easy, cheap, nutritious dishes to do which won't take them forever. Today I'm going to show you a dish which is exactly what you need. Hi there, it's Julie, and today we're going to be making sweet potato and lentil soup, which is a great easy dish, especially if you've got children going off to uni. It's cheap to make, very nutritious, and they'll love it. This recipe is tried and tested. I do remember when my son Chris was at university and he texted me one morning saying, "Can I have that recipe for the soup, Mum, please?" So, like a good mum would, sent him the recipe. About an hour later, simple text back, soup. So here we have our ingredients. We have 2 pints of vegetable stock, we have 100 grams of split red lentils, 400 grams of each of normal potatoes and sweet potatoes, 1 red onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, and then our spices, which I will go through when we come to make the curry paste. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got some boiling water here, and I'm just going to pop my red lentils into the water, and they're just going to cook away for about 15 minutes. And whilst that's happening, I can use that time to start chopping my onions, garlic, and peeling my potatoes. So we have red onion. I'm just going to top and tail that and take off all the outside. And then with the garlic cloves, I'm just going to peel those. So just going to chop this quite roughly, doesn't need to be really small. So that's my garlic, and then I shall attack this onion. Again, because it's soup, you don't have to be too fussy with that. So that's my onions done, and my garlic. So now I come to my potatoes. Again, it's just simply peeling the potatoes. So I'm now going to just cut up my potatoes into smallish pieces. So I'd say that sort of size would be good. Sweet potatoes are a lot tougher to cut up, but for some reason they are quicker to cook. So I can make my pieces slightly bigger, and that's fine. Okay, I'm going to give my lentils a little bit of a stir, and you will notice they've changed colour. They've now gone quite a nice yellowy colour rather than the red that they started with. So while the lentils are just finishing off, I'm going to be making the curry paste, and a few simple ingredients, nice and easy to make, and it is versatile. We can use it in other things as well as in this dish. So into the dish we're going to put a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of coriander powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, and a teaspoon of garam masala. Now garam masala is a blend of several different spices. This blend varies from region to region, and so it can be things like cardamom pods, cinnamon, cloves, mustard seeds, all sorts of things in there, and they're roasted and then blended. And we're just going to add a little bit of salt, about half a teaspoon of salt in there as well. And to those, I'm just going to pop in a splash of rapeseed oil, and we'll just mix that up to make a nice paste. Our lentils are now done, so I'm going to just pop them to one side for a second. In our larger saucepan, I'm going to put a splash of oil. Again, I'm using rapeseed oil, nice and low in cholesterol. And into that, I'm going to add my onions and my garlic. And we'll get them cooking away until the onions go translucent and the garlic has nicely softened. I love the smell of garlic and onions cooking. It's a really nice smell. We're almost there with those. So I'm now going to add the curry paste. And for those of you who like a little bit of heat as well to your soup, we're going to add a teaspoon of chili flakes too. So just stir those round. So the chili flakes are optional. If you don't like it too hot, then just leave those out. Now, I'm going to pop our potatoes in there, because what I want to do with the potatoes is I want to try and coat them in all this nice onions and curry paste and spices. And what will happen to the potatoes is they will then start to release their starch and start the cooking process. Once you've got that fairly well coated, that's when you can add your vegetable stock. Just a little bit, and just deglaze the bottom of the pan there for any of our curry paste that's stuck on the bottom. And once we've just deglazed that, we can then just pour the rest in. So that all goes in there, making sure that you get any bits of the stock out of the bottom. So into that, we're going to add our lentils. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of water left in the lentils, because it all goes into the soup anyway. That needs to come to the boil, and then it'll take about 15-20 minutes to cook those potatoes. I'm just going to pop the heat up, bring it to the boil, pop my lid on and let it simmer away. Our soup is now ready. I have tested the potatoes, they are nice and soft, so now all that remains is for me to blitz it. Got one of these handy little things here. If you have sent them off to uni and they haven't got this, they could mash the potatoes with a potato masher or a fork, but this just gives obviously a nicer blend soup. So I'm going to just pop that in, being very, very careful because we do have hot soup here. So now I just need to taste my soup and see if I need to season it at all. So let's have a see. Very, very nice. But I'm going to add some salt and just a little bit of pepper. Give that a final stir around. And we have lashings and lashings of lovely sweet potato and lentil soup. Hope you enjoyed the recipe today. Please let me know if you or your offspring try it and tell me what you think.